Happy Friday! My favorite day of the week. And we are here to play some more Vampyr. Because why not? Vampyr is a fun game. Yes, we know it uses autosave, and that is quite convenient and yet also annoying. You make one mistake and you're doomed. The entire playthrough is doomed. Now let's see if I can remember enough of the controls. Creepy music. And of course the rodents are on the loose, so every now and then I may look over my shoulder to find them. Right now they're over by the window. Or not. They left the window. Hold off on making any more medicine just yet. Wrong one. Let's go with this one. And my game froze, of course. Of course, it's because Senna was chewing on the cord. Thank you, Senna. Let's redo this. So sorry for the trouble. At least it's Don't let it silence. Is that what that just said? That was random. I got 3 screws. Probably shouldn't be destroying people's livelihoods. But it's so fun. dying again to that thing. I think it's like level 18 if I recall correctly. And I'm only level 10. Get pretty quick unaliving. For a vampire, he runs at a very human pace. I don't leave because of you. I leave this world because of the crushing weight that existence puts upon me. These times are too much for me. Sometimes I feel like the Baudelaire's verses have been written as an echo from my own heart. When the low, heavy sky weighs up like a lid upon the spirit aching for the light, and all the wide horizon's line is hid by the black day sadder than any night. It's as beautiful as it is painful. Mother, I can't suffer it anymore. I don't want you to try to convince me, and it would only delay the inevitable. For I would do it again if by any chance you managed to save me once. Farewell, your son Mortimer.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
That's why we're not going to. To honor his wishes.
It's locked, all right.
Fertile is the belly of the beast. Except in this game, vampires can't reproduce, so I don't know how that works. They can only turn others. It's supposed to be, but still. So very dark. Let's head back to Mortimer so we can honor his wish. Oh! He can run. It just cost him stamina. I feel like an idiot for not noticing that sooner. Box. Oh no, Senna, you are not learning from your sister. That is not something you learn from your sister.
Will this shift never end, sweet girl?
There. I love my critters. I really do.
I'm all right.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. For your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'll think about it. Now, please, let me be.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
The world is bleak, but maybe the pain we feel is the best compass for making it a better place.
How can we repair the world, Dr. Reed, when mankind is the biggest problem? Yes, the world will be a much better place when we're gone.
Don't chew on any cords.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing suicide. Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place, but couldn't.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Yes, because that's why he wanted to not be alive. To make you suffer.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
As someone who's been in his shoes, I can completely verify that that is not a reason. This one's going to be difficult if I recall correctly. Oh well, we're going for it. Run, run, run. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Is that how it goes?
He's mine! I'll take it! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Don't you dare, Ophelia. And you're stepping on the computer. My little co-host who hates computers. Or maybe she just really likes learning how to type.
Watch yourselves! There's one of them! Die, vermin!
might be in some trouble. Why this stupid stamina thing will keep running out? Need stamina bars. No! Crap. Crapola. I'm not drinking the blood of citizens. I don't care how much levels I could gain from it. Carter didn't step on a cord again. No. Let's try it. Oh wait, no. Hold on. I'm way too low on blood.
See them fancy clothes? This Take a breath of this! You'll pay for this ugly fucker! You're mine, baby!
Should be one more pouch around here somewhere. Yeah, this is one of those times when they aren't giving a pouch. Let's try this again. Yes! Just barely. Now I need some rats. Take that. Search this guy.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Why can't I take that weapon? I need some rats here. This will suck. Crap. Oh well, at least I'll be going into this again with full health rather than partial. Wonderful. Critters chewed through my leather. I have to fight these guys again. Oh, thank the gods I don't. You have to fight these guards in pre-win again, but that ain't a big deal.
Steady, boys! For one of them here! I'll kill it! No!
I mean to do that.
Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Cure for blindness.
Come on, and I will show you how a wet boot does business. Get away from me, you bastard! Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard! Get me here! Get out!
Crap. I died again. Let's try this again.
It's an inch!
Alright, why the heck am I trying to hum Christmas? I don't even like Christmas music. My brain is weird today. Actually, it's weird every day, but details, details.
Get away from me, you bastard! Come on! I'll show you how a wet boot does business.
Whoa, off the computer! Off the computer! Go on the floor. I love my rodents, I really do. I really do love my rodents. They're just really quite annoying. Alright. Try this again. Perfect without dying. I blame you guys for this death this time. Quit eating that. I can make a new one of those. Senna. Senna. Guess I'm making a new wing for that plushie. This looks like she's not gonna listen to me at all. I love my rodents, I really do. In the cage you go.
Bloody monster!
This guy might be attacking an innocent person. You would attack anything that moves in your area. Love my critters. I love my critters. Next time they're staying locked in their cage.
Get away from me, you bastard! What are you, huh? Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard! What are you? Get me here!
Yeah, I might actually survive this. Whether I survive it with a decent amount of blood, that is the very This stamina system.
Get me here! Get out!
Freaking pain in the butt. I did it. I survived. I'm like out of blood.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Probably actually switched to the gun by now. I have plenty of ammo. This place is a little unnerving. There are rats. Where are they? I heard them. Dear mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve of the way I chose to live my life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I just can't stand what is happening to my neighborhood, to people we know. I recently made a terrible decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of a few. I know that they will retaliate, but I am ready for whatever comes. Thanks to you, I've always loved to read. Now I am about to take action. I can only quote Etienne de la Boetie? Boetie? I don't know. They only seem tall because we are on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, Mother. I intend to stand straight, whatever the cost. Goodbye, my beloved mother. Signed, Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
I know I heard rats. So where are they? You are not a prairie dog, you are a prairie pig. Now these critters want to eat. And they did it again. I love my critters. I love my critters. Yes, oh yes, I love my critters. When will I ever get a break? If you guys keep acting up, you're going back in the cage. Make sure I'm not missing anything like that. Well, that works.
Die, vermin! It's an eat!
Forgot about my cat. Shiny boxes. There's an enemy nearby.
Best be off home.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Watch out! Fucking stop! Roast it alive!
There's an Rats, now that I don't need them. Whoa. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, now I'll go up there. This should be the Mortimer's place. Yep, Goswick Flat. Ooh, yay. I can double level it. Alright. Run as fast as you can. Until you run out of stamina. Never mind that. Opium.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed.
Yeah.
I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You don't know what that means to me.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect. Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Aykroyd.
I mean, if it's a placebo effect, then it shouldn't be an issue. Why there was a hacksaw on top of an operating table, I do not know.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I have managed to improve the mixture by diluting it. Have you ever heard of Sir Joseph Francis Olive, or the placebo effect?
No, I don't think so. Why?
A placebo is a substance or procedure that has no actual physical effect.
You made a placebo of my project. Why?
Research has established that a placebo, as long as the subject believes in the effect, can provoke a positive physiological reaction.
Really? That's fascinating. And you want me to, what, administer the placebo and see what occurs?
Something like that, yes.
Well, I'm a bit surprised, but I trust you, Dr. Reed. Please take the key to my cabinet and put this placebo there for future use.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Yeah, I'd rather do the placebo effect than full on make them hate me. My inner people pleaser.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Or not. Okay, did he not give me the key?
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Seriously? Dear Dr. Swansea, despite the actual urgency of the sanitary situation, I must inform you of a recent case of professional misconduct inside of Pembroke. Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan has been found guilty of undeniable unprofessional conduct and thus guilty of endangering a patient. Under no circumstances should a nurse diagnose and establish a prescription without at least informing the referent doctor on her conclusion. You know me, Edgar. I am against personal initiative. Brain work when it is for the interest of all, especially during a crisis like the one we are facing. But we can't allow a nurse to perform a diagnosis and decide on a procedure to apply on a patient. The fact that said patient survived is no attenuating circumstances. It just means we dodged the bullet this time. Once I locate Senna, she's going in too. I demand the strictest authority on this matter. He's kind of a jerk.
At least Strickland can't kill anyone with this formula.
This one, there's something. Ah, here it is. Patient shows many signs of extreme fatigue and major sores on the throat, mouth, and tongue, but no signs of flu. Refuses to speak. Claims it is too painful. Needs rest and healing of throat mucous membrane before any decision can be made concerning his release. Make sure all the tasks are done. Docs. I don't really have access to the docs yet. I need to go to Whitechapel anyway.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Your mother won't let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
Your medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
Okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need
Another
any
weapon.
help.
Nah, it's not, sadly, but
Doctor,
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me,
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
the talking part always takes forever. Where'd Strickland go? There you are, Senna. Come here. Senna. Or you're
Oh,
going
sweet
under the
girl.
hope chest.
With you at our side, Dr. Reed, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive as ever.
Okay. Into the cage you go. Into the cage you
you
go,
always
you
knew the
go.
words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, London.
good evening, sir.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, they should stop messing with everything.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Did you know Dr. Ackroyd never reported your experimental research, despite the fact he doesn't agree with it?
Really? I didn't suspect he knew about my work. I must confess I am surprised.
Perhaps he thinks you should realize for yourself the danger of what you're doing.
See how condescending he can be? My God, he can be so irritating.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Another night with the announcements heading with Pembroke.
I'm going the right way. I think I am. Yep. Concerning the recruitment of new boys in Whitechapel, I think I found one, Albie. He's as stupid as a stool, but tough. I asked him to prove to me that he could get some drugs for the black market and delivered quickly and nicely. Next time we meet, I'll tell him he's accepted as a wet boot boy and he must now meet the bosses to get his orders. Be unalived already. I've already been in there.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Fight for this! Status was mine! Bloody monster!
Really easy considering there are levels in me. Not that that's a bad thing.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye. But the guards recruit more and more every day. Best mine! Take it! Oh God, no! He's too fucking far!
Common handle part. And there should be one of those beast thingies over here. Yep. No, it's still not terrible. Already got that suitcase thingy. Yay, lots of bullets.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Yes. Over here. Okay.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it! The wet boots will be proud of me.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
This note was found on a dead man, Albert. If that doesn't change your mind, then you must be ready to face the risks.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I've a future here.
Yeah.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. If she's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London, so you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
That's a jerk face.
Goodbye, young man.
The wet boots will be proud of me, sick and suffering.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Don't you still have a name?
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the
Welcome to the
boy
club.
just faked me last nerve.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
I don't have migraine medicine.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Fatigue. I do have medicine for that.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me. You wasted your life away.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Yeah.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Yeah, you're one of
Is
those
there anyone
bad
I should
people,
avoid?
think.
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Now I just need to find a safe house.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say a live tenant's a paying tenant.
This guy's a jerk.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Yep.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
No, that's just you being a jerk.
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you.
This guy is such a jerk.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine.
Exactly.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
If I were entering into the world of street medicine, it would be on my terms and without such dubious associates as yourself, Mr. Bates.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swanborough shit.
Tell me,
Yeah,
what's
that's
your
because
honest
they're
opinion
gullible.
of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an
that's
unusual
not
way of
wrong.
seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
Yeah.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
I wish I hadn't saved him.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
I really don't like this guy.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
I believe that is where I'm going to call it a wrap for today. Thank you all for hanging out with me this time. Hope you leave some good comments. Like, subscribe, all that wonderfulness. And I look forward to seeing you next